the CIA was providing arms, intelligence, money, and other types of support to these armed militants who were working hand in hand and who are working hand in hand, and oftentimes under the command of Al-Qaeda.
The United States wanted to manage those groups in order to topple the government in Syria.
We are directly arming armed militants who are working under the command of Al-Qaeda, all in this effort to overthrow the Syrian government.
Most important factor is how long are the supporters of those terrorists are going to keep supporting them, especially Turkey and Qatar and Saudi Arabia.
Our so-called allies in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Qatar and these other countries, they are continuing to provide direct and indirect support to these terrorist groups like Al-Qaeda.
You stop supporting these terrorist groups, you stop strengthening Al-Qaeda, and you engage with the Syrian government. You engage with Assad because whether you like it or not, he is the president of that country.
The accusation against the Syrian army is that by using barrel bombs, indiscriminate weapons, and Staffan de Mistura, again, the UN envoy, he's talked about the constant fear of barrel bombs, means that you are not respecting humanitarian law by protecting your own people. What do you say to that?
First of all, we've been attacked in Damascus and in Aleppo. We've been attacked by the rebels, not vice versa.
Who is responsible, Congresswoman, for the deaths of more than 400,000 Syrians, mostly civilians and a lot of children, elderly? Who do you blame for those deaths over the past 6 years?
The solution is to end this counterproductive regime change war. The United States has been waging, along with allies, so-called allies like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Turkey, all seeking to overthrow the Syrian government.
Are you saying that there was an incident of chemical attack and somebody else is responsible, or that there was nothing there?
We have two scenarios. Either the terrorists had chemical weapons and they used it intentionally, or maybe there was explosions or something, or there was no attack at all.
I have not seen that independent investigation occur and that proof presented showing exactly what happened, and there are a number of theories that are out there on exactly what occurred that day.
You say have allowed American taxpayer dollars to fund terror groups such as Al-Qaeda and ISIS in Syria. Are you really suggesting that the U.S. government is funding these terrorist groups?
I'm not only suggesting it. This is the reality that we're living in.
ISIS is a threat to the American homeland. How can you say America is not serious about
Because ISIS has been set up in Iraq in 2006, while the United States was in Iraq, not Syria was in Iraq. So it was growing under the supervision of the American authority in Iraq, and they didn't do anything to fight ISIS at that time. So why to fight it now? And they don't fight it now. It's been expanding under the supervision of the American airplanes.